It's showtime.
Hey everybody, it's the T-Rock 100 and welcome back to more of Pokémon Shining Pearl. Last time, we went after Azelf and, I guess, Mesprit in a way. Registered him into our Pokédex, got in the National Dex, we went to Ramnus Park and found no purpose there, at least not yet. This time, we're back in the Battle Zone. And, well, you know what time it is. We're going back underground. Probably not for the last time. But it might, at the very least, be the second to last time. Once again, we have a somewhat of a big dungeon to go over, but what? Are you kidding me? Uh-huh. I never healed! What? Okay, did not expect this right off the bat. Yeah, I can take a Dratini any day. But if that's how it's going to be, then I guess we'll do a little bit of some fighting. I feel depressed now. Yeah, we got a handful of Pokemon that we can find out here at this point. Okay. So, now that we've gotten the National Dex and be able to finally explore a little bit more of the underground, I'm not sure we'll be able to find one right off the bat, though. But we now have access to not one, not two, but 5 new fossils that we could potentially find in the underground. All of them can be found in both versions, except 2 of them are easier to find over the others, and 2 depending on the version that you're playing. Unfortunately, by the looks of it, this might not be it. Oh, hello. I believe we just found the Earth Plate. I actually didn't see that for what that was, but let's open this box, see what we got. An Aggron statue. Right back. And I'm back, okay. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Find the fossils that we can find. These are from the Kanto region, and the others are from the Hoenn region. I would like to take a moment to talk about these Pokemon and potentially see if I can maybe find one of them in one of the walls. Starting things off, in the Helix fossil, we have Omanite. This is a rock-water type, and quite frankly, probably one of the better ones to find. As its appearance may apply, it's a very defensive Pokemon, and it actually has a pretty good type coverage, and that could complement it in the fact that it can counter several of its known weaknesses. Though, however, it does still hold a major weakness as grass. Not bad to say the least. What really makes it stand out is the fact that Not one of its abilities are ones that I don't recommend. In fact, probably some of the best things that I can say about each of their abilities is that not only can they be used in great fashion, but it can even bring out some hidden potential from within. Swift Swim, we've already talked about. Sure Armor prevents it from getting critical hits, and Weak Armor makes physical contact with this and will cause the shell to break, lowering its defense, but raises its speed stat. I think you might be seeing where this is going here. But I'm only scratching the surface. What really makes it stand out is the fact that it'll know shell armor. While making it more squishy in terms of lowering its defense and special defense, makes it boost its attack, special attack, and speed upon each use. Yeah, I think by now you may be seeing him for why I consider Obanine to be a very good choice and a Pokemon that's just gotten better over time. Unfortunately, everywhere else is over where it's gonna have to be lacking the most. If I remember correctly, these Pokemon will be given to you at level 20 for when they come out of the fossils. It's gonna take a while for them to reach up to your team, but if you want to start your own post team, this is a Pokemon that should be taken into consideration. It's great, and it has some pretty nice capabilities on its own. With the Dome Fossil, its counterpart, you will find Kabuto. Another rock and water type. It's another classic. Everyone loves it. This thing is kind of the opposite to Omanyte in many ways. What really makes it stand out is the fact that its abilities are actually almost identical. The only difference is that battle armor and shell armor. They're practically the same, only worded a little different. I was saving it till now, but Omanyte and Kabuto both evolve, I believe, at level 40 or 42. And for Kabuto's case, it becomes one of the greatest physical sweepers that you will find. It has some great physical and offensive stats, and that makes it even some of the other members cry. If you want my personal opinion, Swift Swim is probably the best one to go for single players and double battles. But if you want to be competitive, I recommend Weak Armor more than the others. Not to say that Shell Armor is bad, but I still, or I guess in this case, Battle Armor, excuse me. But once again, it could be interesting to say the least. Experiment. This is a very good Pokemon that is really good for what it is, but unlike its counterpart, it lacks a couple moves, and that pretty much makes it for what could be really good at many rock and water types. With the old Amber, it's hard to find, but if you manage to find it, you will be given Aerodactyl. This thing was a competitive god back then. A rock flying type is another classic, and damn, hasn't aged well. Be absolutely sure you don't have pressure for the ability. I consider that to be a throwaway ability, and it's pretty much useless in every single way. I don't really recommend unnerving. This is going to make your opponent has to consume a berry. Unable to eat berries, which I guess it could be good for competitive-wise. But having Rock Hand is the way to go. And I believe it should be capable of learning Head Smash, which is a very nice physical offensive rock-type move. Double Edge, obviously. However, I'm going to say this very, very strictly. If you want to have any good rock type, make sure they're physically offensive. Base 60 special attack, pretty darn weak. I believe it's also tied with Jolteon for being one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. But unlike Jolteon, this thing is capable of learning the Elemental Fangs. I recommend, out of all of them, Ice Fang and Fire Fang. Those are probably going to be the best ones to go for. They'll easily counteract it with its weaknesses. If you want to have an Aerodactyl, one with Rockhead, and with Rock Slide and our Ancient Power, is a phenomenal choice to go for. Next up, we have the Hoenn fossils, so why don't we get right into those? With the use of the Root fossil, you will be given Laleep. This is a very weird Pokemon. It's a rock grass type, an aqua typing that no one ever remembers. Heck, when I used it in a past Let's Play, even I keep forgetting of what type it is, but I digress. This thing? It may seem slow and pathetic, but over time, it actually comes to know it has some very good moves and that'll actually work well competitively. With Suction Cups, this is going to prevent him from being forced to be switched out, which I kind of see as a bit of a throwaway ability personally, because you're barely going to be facing off against any opponent that will cause you to have to force it to switch out. Storm Drain is probably going to be the one to go for, and that is very good for double battles. This draws in all water type moves, boosting his special attack stat. If you want to have a dangerous Laleep and eventually Cradily, having it hit with Giga Drain and holding the Big Root is definitely going to be the way to go, especially since with the same type attack bonus. I think you might be seeing where this is going. Big, however, incoming. This is a Pokemon that is very hard to get by. It's very slow, and your opponent could actually decipher its weaknesses pretty quickly. You're going to be going in second a lot. And I wish I exaggerate. It takes a while to evolve, but if you can accomplish that, congratulations. You will have one of the greatest Pokemon that you will find. Well, at least in the ones that has some good competitive use. Its counterpart with the Claw Fossil and can be given Anorith. I consider this one to be probably the superior one out of these other particular fossil Pokemon that we can encounter. The reason why I say it like that is because it's quick, it has some great physical offensive stats. Heck, even on its own, it still is complimented well for how good it is in battle. It knows some good bug-type moves like X-Scissor. It can even learn some really good rock-type hand moves in the process, like Rock Slide. What really makes it stand out is that when it evolves into Armaldo at a later level, and this is kind of a strange thing about it, and I don't understand why. Well, I guess I kind of do. This thing is capable of learning the move Water Gun, the only water type move that is capable of knowing. I'm not quite sure if it's because that is similar to what it's based off of, the Mantis Shrimp. But why would you want to give it a water type move when a special offensive stat is actually the worst stat that it can have? All in all, Anorith is a very good Pokemon. It's really good hitter for screwing around with your opponent. And this is a good Pokemon that I consider to be good for pretty much any team for the post-game. Okay, so I just found a wild Torchic underground. I believe since you now have the National Dex, you could potentially find some starters that are down here. And I wish I exaggerated when I say that, because if you've been paying attention to the upper right corner for where I do these bios, I think it should be pretty obvious out of what was going down. And unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to find anything else of interest in these walls. Let's see here. At least I'm finding things in it that are worth our time. Sort of. Didn't find ourselves a pale gem, I think it was. But it's okay. So coming over here, I should probably take this time to mention that this location that we're at is mostly going to be desert and fire base. Because we're close to a desert and a volcano. Just like what Buck said before. We are close to an active volcano. I'm finding these shards every now and then, which are great to have. Let's see here. Oh, I thought that was it. There was one other item. Okay. Every now and then, I'll probably stick to finding one, maybe two more of these shiny spots in the wall, but I'm actually kind of a bit on a time crunch. I might consider doing another recording this evening. Okay, yeah, it was the Earth Plate. Alright. Coming over here, I believe this should be a pure fire room. Yep, a volcanic cave. What? A second fire starter right off the bat? What? Uh-huh. Yeah, these Pokemon that are underground are now going to be in the 60s. Something you might want to take into consideration if you plan on going for a post-team or just continue to do some more training. Because at this point on, we're going to be seeing a lot of powerful trainers. And I may consider rematching the gyms later on in the run. Let's see here. There's a camera up right there. Over here doesn't look like it. There's some magma. Since we're technically inside. If it's outside, it's lava. Don't want to be too technical with this. Looks like we got 6 more locations for us to explore. And I'm only going to check the walls if it's absolutely necessary. And they said that are in the newer areas. There's a Sentret that is Zigzagoon right there. These are great Pokemon with the pickup ability. Especially since that if you're looking for hidden items that you can't normally find. It's a bit of a broken ability, which I actually have a bit of a soft spot for. I believe on certain occasions that you should be able to find rare candies depending on how high level the Pokemon is with that ability. So we come up north from here. There's a Shuckle. As I said, I'm not going to cover every Pokemon that can be found at this point on because I pretty much been explaining this to you all until the 4th of July. I believe we have the Damp Rock? Alright. Alright. I'm just kind of plowing through this because I really do want to get this done as soon as I can. Because like I said, I'm on a bit of a time crunch. Okay, another section right here. Let's see what's in this slot. A spacious cave. Got a fort right there. We got a slowpoke. Even when it's going after you, it's still slow. No wonder why it's called a slowpoke. Okay. There's the shell gone! Got a shiny stone. Good to have. Alright. Sure. What I'm hoping to find is that there's a certain item in the... Or rather, two certain items that we can now find on the walls right here. The problem is... It's random. And they can be hard to find. That's a hard rock. And we also have, I believe we have... Never mind! That's an iron ball. Very good hitter for the move Fling. This will do a heck of a lot of damage. Ryuki. Good name. Seems familiar, though. The Swampy Cave. Uh-huh. With that cat trying to give me a hug, guys. Cactuses aren't supposed to give hugs. Let's see here. A Lydian and a Paris. What else is new? So we found a Torchic and a Charmander right off. Almost right off the bat to some of these new areas. I think you might be seeing where I'm kind of going with all this. Because we should be able to find more starter Pokemon from underneath. In fact, I remember in my first playthrough of Shining Pearl, the first starter I found on the ground was a Bulbasaur. I was ecstatic. Whoa, 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 what? You were not what I expected. We have an odd keystone. We've already gotten something like this from a hidden NPC. But now you can see it what it looks kind of like at its closest. In other words, this is the item that you will need to help out with getting the Pokemon Spiritomb, which I talked about from before. The scenario of a, hey guys, here's a Pokemon that you can't have. Sort of. Tropius, Alambre. Tropius and an Absol. There's some good Pokemon that you can find at this point. Alright. I'm hoping to find at least one of those two items. Oh, hello. Got a Leaf Stone. Ooh! A Leaf Stone and a Revive. Okay, I'll take it. Some of these evolutionary stones, if you don't plan on using them, they're great for selling for money. You got a Dugtrio down there. What's this? A rocky cave. Got a Bronzor right there. We got a Sentret right there. Rhyhorn and a Beldum! A Rhyhorn over there. Oh boy. I love Beldums, but I just can't stand hitting them sometimes. I consider them to be one of the absolute worst pre-evolutions of pseudo-legendary Pokemon. Mostly because they have the same catch rate as that of a legendary. 3. They can be found on the ground here. And if you want one, good luck catching one. Because you're going to be at it for a while. I'm up to 18 already. Wow. Hello, Blair. Is your last name Flanagan? Alright, we got 4 in the wall. Oh! A sunstone right there. I'm not gonna find one in this run through, am I? But we did get a pretty box in the process. What do we got? Really? Got any Lar Spheres? Let's see here. Poison Jab, Dragon Pulse, Ruse, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake! Yes, yes, please! I don't do this often, but those are some exceptions. In fact, now I'm thinking about it, why haven't I taught Earthquake to any of my Pokemon yet? In fact, I'm actually kind of curious to see what Pokemon can learn it. I know probably a couple of them will, but we'll see. We got a Numel, we got a Graveler, a Skorupi, and another Graveler, another Charmander. Chimchar! Okay, that's a shock! Because I thought you can't find any other Sinnoh starters down here. Okay, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This is the first time that I ever saw one down here. What? I don't know why I really need one, but... because I already got an Infernape, but... okay, yeah, I really don't have a reason for why I panicked on that one, but... yeah, now it's gone! Alright. Now, the question is, am I ever gonna find one in this playthrough? I know I should at least find one, maybe off screen, because I'll definitely be doing some exploring around when I have the chance. Alright. So just sit tight, guys. We're almost done. Got a Gallade statue. That's nice. Alright. Come on over to this side. We're almost at the halfway point on this. Jeepers. Got another volcanic cave right here. Let me guess. Another starter Pokemon's gonna be down here somewhere. Houndoom. Graveler right here, rolling out. It's a real good thing that Houndoom can't catch up to us that easily. Because you think with its predatorial instincts and how it's based off of a Cerberus, you think it would be fast enough to catch us, right? Yeah, there we go, being technical again. You're now at the halfway point. I think that's probably the highest I've ever gotten in this Let's Play. Here's that. At least I'm finding him plenty of these spheres, so that's good to have. I guess there's one other thing I never forgot to mention. You can no longer bury spheres, I believe, underground here. Because I think the problem that they had was that people, especially over time, keep forgetting it. We're up to 23 now. Keep forgetting about the spheres, and they just kind of forgot that they exist. I kind of feel like it's now no longer a trend since people didn't seem to really care much about it anymore. A twisted spoon! That boosts the power of psychic type moves. Speaking of which, it's a drowser right there. Get another Absol right there. And a Nidoran female right there. That's a interesting headman Pokemon to find. Up to 24 now. I just keep impressing myself every moment of me playing this, aren't I? Got one last area to explore, and then we'll finish up from here. Got a couple of Nomos right there. So coming over here, I'll look into... Yeah, maybe I'll look into 2 more of these walls, and then, well, I'll show you guys what item that we would have gotten if we... What? What are you doing, controller? There we go. Yeah, that was weird. My controller had kind of started acting up on its own. Been doing that a couple of times in the last few weeks. Because it makes it a little bit more stable in the process. I do have a warrant on it, but that's not important right now. What is important, coming down here, we'll go this way. I'll look into this last wall, and then probably next time from when I'm down here, I'll show you the item that I'm trying to find. Oh! There it is! Just when I was giving up hope. This is a new item that is now accessible. This is called a mysterious shard. There's a large one and a small one. You are going to want to collect a handful of these. They will be useful at the Ramnus Park, and that'll be something that I'll be talking about later on down the road. I actually found it out of pure dumb luck. Okay, so let's explore this area, and then we'll finish up from here. The Typhlo Cavern. Oh, I get it, like Typhlosion. And is that? I also thought that Rhyhorn was guarding that. Okay. Got a camera up right here. I'm willing to bet you that there may be another fire starter that we can find down here. 350 overheat. Good move. Let's see. There's a groupie up there and another camera up. Uh-oh. Nope. Somehow I didn't get into a battle. Got a Graveler. Cyndaquil! I'm so giddy! I don't know why I'm freaking out over and seeing a Cyndaquil, but I don't care! I love that thing! Come to me! 1, 2, 3! Yes! So not only did we find 3 starter Pokemon down here, but we found my all-time favorite! Yes! What a lovely day! It's actually kind of a hot day here, but don't care. Get it? It's also a hot day because where I'm from, it's kind of steamy. Okay, I'm good. No! Camera up into you, asshole! Alright. I've pretty much just taken care of everything that I wanted and with interest. Let's just find our way out of here. We head back to the surface, and then we'll finish up from there. So? Man! So much things are accomplished in this episode, and I love it! So, with that, we're gonna end things off right here. Next time, we're finally gonna be exploring more of the battle zone. And maybe take a look at the battle frontier right over there. Alright? See you guys then.